Hi, and welcome to Saturday Night Convos, where we will be discussing trending topics, the latest things going on in the world, and whatever might be happening in our own lives. Nothing is off the table here. So pull up a chair, grab a drink, and join us for a Saturday night conversation. Hi, it's me again. So I thought before we got started, I would make a quick introduction. This is episode 1, and we are total rookies. I'm Reagan, and the other voice you'll hear is Ashley. I hope you enjoy this. I feel like a telemarketer right now because I have this fancy headset that I got when, you know why. Did I ever tell you that I almost started teaching English to Chinese students over the internet?
You can get paid really well for doing that, though.
Apparently you can. It was going to be my summer job last year. However, my computer did not work properly.
Okay.
And I didn't want to re-interview. You actually had to interview for this thing, and I talked to a lady in China. But anyway, so I got
English?
this. Oh, she spoke really good English, yeah. But I got this fancy headset for that. I only used it once.
Now you can use it again.
Now I can use it again.
My old... I think I have to get a new... I didn't crack my phone, but I need to get a new screen protector. I'm on my third for this phone.
Whoa.
For this, I have to register my screen protectors because they're supposed to be guaranteed for my phone's life. So
I'm pretty sure they're not guaranteed.
No, if there's 3 for one phone. 3 for like less than a year. Like 8 months.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Well, I don't know. My computer keeps like shutting down randomly. So like if I close it and it goes to sleep, I'll go and open it again. It's random, but it'll like turn off and then reload. Like it'll completely shut down. And I'm like, I really hope I don't need a new computer. So I'm trying to figure out the issues. I did something this afternoon, but it still shut down. So I have this whole list I found on the internet, thanks to my friend Google. So
Google, such a good friend. Some days it's your only friend.
It really is. So what did you do today?
I have been watching a new show. It's actually filmed in Winnipeg, and it's called Burden of Truth.
I've heard of it.
Truth.
Yep.
It's actually really good.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because you watch like other Canadian shows, and then you watch this, and like all of the characters or all of the actors are on this show because it's Canadian.
Oh.
But it's got Lois Lane from Smallville is one of the main characters. It's really good.
Cool.
And it hits on a lot of Indigenous or First Nation issues.
Oh, wow.
Because it's like a lot of the people that live in this small town, like 30% of the population is like Indigenous. And so, I don't know, it's really, really interesting.
Interesting.
So I watched that a little bit this morning, and then I went to my brother-in-law's.
Nice.
It was quiet. And yeah, I don't know. I want to say yesterday was really busy, and then tomorrow morning I'm going out to Point Pelee for like 7:30.
Oh, so are you going biking?
Yes. So I'm gonna wake up super early. So
nice. Well, good. Best of luck with that one.
Yeah.
Well, it'll be a good day. It's supposed to be warm, but it'll be a good day to do it.
Well, at least if we go early, it shouldn't be too bad.
Yeah, that's true.
But what about you? What'd you do?
Oh, these days they just all fall together, right?
That's why I'm like, I don't remember what I did yesterday.
You know what? Somebody asked me today, like, what are you doing today? I'm like,
same thing I did yesterday.
Exactly. Welcome to quarantine, right? Like, but I made a peach and blueberry cobbler today, and it was really good. I tried a new recipe for it. I don't really follow recipes, but I didn't have any honey.
Okay.
I really put honey in my crisps.
Yeah.
Instead of the sugar.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't have any honey. So I found a recipe on Pinterest, and I kind of followed that a bit. Used orange juice and a little bit of sugar. So
it was actually
it was really good. So I did that. did some writing. Otherwise, not a lot. Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yesterday I did go for like, it probably was like an 8 to 10 like kilometer bike ride because I biked over to the next concession.
Nice.
And then I also biked back.
Cool.
And I didn't die.
Good job.
I also have not been using my inhaler, which is really, really exciting.
That's awesome, Ashley.
Yes.
Good job.
So
good job.
I
know
I
went on a bike ride this morning and I did a workout last night, like a hard like leg workout. And I'm like pedaling my bike and I'm like, oh my goodness, I am so sore. I ended up only just going around the subdivision because I was so sore. I'm like, oh my goodness.
Yeah, so today's Saturday. So Thursday, I saw this video on Facebook and it was like, do 100 squats for 30 days and see what happens.
Ooh.
So Thursday, I did 100 squats. And then yesterday, I went for this bike ride. And it was all fun and dandy going there. And then coming back on the road, I'm against the wind. And I'm like, I'm not going to be able to make it. I'm like, I am now feeling this.
Oh my goodness. Yeah,
I can still feel like my legs and my everything's just tight.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
It's great.
Oh my goodness.
I'm like, yeah, day 3 not doing it.
Yeah. Day 3 not doing it, you gave up already. Oh my goodness. Okay. So I told you to get 2 topics. I thought we'd give a little bit of structure to this thing. Instead of us just babbling on. Which I mean, like, okay, first of all, let's just like say like podcasting has probably become very popular right now, eh? Like
everybody has a podcast.
Exactly. Yeah, I know, right? Like, I mean, what else do you do with your time?
I listened to this one, and her name is Catherine Ryan, and she's actually from Sarnia.
Oh.
She's a comedian, but she lives in London, like England.
Oh yeah.
And she's hilarious. Like she's really, really funny.
Yeah.
And it's called I don't know, I'll have to look it up. But I listened to it on Spotify. Telling everybody everything.
Huh.
Yeah, it's really, I find it really amusing.
I'll have to check it out.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to laugh at me for this. I listened to a podcast called The Stone Cold and Jackal Show.
Okay.
So basically, it's these, you know my affinity for General Hospital, right?
Yes.
Okay,
yeah.
So it's the guy that plays Jason and the guy that plays Spinelli. They do a podcast.
That would be really funny, though.
It's hilarious.
So it's called The Stone...
It was called The Stone Cold and Jackal Show. They changed their name to That's Awesome with Steve and Brad.
Oh.
But they're like, they tour around and they do comedy shows too. So their act is called Stone Cold and the Jackal.
Mm.
But they like interview like different like people who have been on General Hospital or.
That's really.
It is. Like it's so funny. Yeah. So that's what I enjoy. Yes. I'll also listen to the Bobby Bones podcast sometimes because he'll interview like different country singers or people.
Mm-hmm. Well, I found her podcast because I like watching like comedy shows, and she was on Netflix, and I was like, she's just got like a very like dry sense of humor.
Yeah.
And she's really funny. And then she'll bring her daughter on sometimes, and her daughter is like this really cute. She has this really cute English accent. It's funny. I don't know.
Yeah, I love English accents.
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could have one. Oh well.
No, I don't do a very good one. I don't do good accents at like. I'm not really good at any accents.
I do a really good accent on myself.
My own accent is my best one.
Exactly. It's what I'm most well versed in.
Yeah, no. I used to say like I don't know, in some grade in high school, I did a report on Pride and Prejudice, and I tried to make it through like with an English accent, but it was not very good.
Oh my goodness, that's funny. I bet all the county kids looked at you like you had 3 heads.
Probably. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so a couple weeks ago, I found this. I was driving home from the Walmart.
From the Walmart.
And I heard on the radio about this like seniors home in North Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
And I only heard part of it, and I heard pen pals, and the lady on the radio was like talking about all these different people. So I went home and I Googled it. It's called, what is it called? I have it here. It's called the Victorian Senior Care Center of Concord. So it's in Concord, North Carolina. I've never heard of Concord, North Carolina, but I looked up the website, and all of these seniors are pictured with signs saying, you know, my name is whatever, and these are my interests.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my goodness, I have to write. I haven't had a pen pal since I was 6 years old. I had like I don't even remember her name. She was from England.
Oh no, I do.
Yeah, her mom and my mom were like scout leaders together or something on a trip.
Mm-hmm.
I met her once, one and only time, and I remember she said, "Don't get splinters in your knickers." And I was like, what?
And that stuck with you for life.
It stuck for me for life. Anyways, so I ended up writing these seniors, and I couldn't pick one. I picked 2.
Aww.
I know. So I wrote some guy named Jack, who does funny impressions of somebody named Wolfman Jack. I have no idea what Wolfman Jack is.
I have no idea.
No idea. Anyway, so I wrote him and told him, you know, I'm from Canada. Like, this is what I find interesting. I love American politics and I love American history. And by the way, who is Wolfman Jack?
Now he's going to send you a letter back telling you all about Wolfman Jack.
Well, you know what? We'll see. I don't know. I might get a letter, I might not, but either way, I mean, I hope I write in somebody's day. And then I wrote a little old lady named Gloria who likes being active. So I told her all about, you know, well, I like to be active too. What do you like to do? Anyways. So it just got me thinking, like, you know, during this whole, like, time of, like, everybody, well, I guess we're more liberalized.
A little bit, yeah.
Whatever. We're more free to roam around here now, around Ontario, for those of you listening on the internet. But there's still people, like, who are locked down, and I mean, I know I had trouble being locked in a house with my dad. I love my father. I love him. But 2 people shouldn't spend more than, you know, what, 100, we're past 100 days of this, right?
Yeah, we're on like 4 months, 4.5 months, right?
Yeah. So, like, I mean, you spend that much time with somebody, you're bound to butt heads, right? I'm not the easiest person to live with either. I know that.
Oh God, no! I don't think I'm the easiest person to live with.
No, but I was thinking about these people in not just the senior center in North Carolina, but senior centers around the world. People have had to endure this, right? They've been cut off from their families, right?
Support systems.
You know, and I mean, Perspectives 2020. I thought, well, I guess I'm not that bad off to, you know, be living with my father and, you know, still be able to go outside and do things, right? Whereas these people...
It's absolutely a good way to put things into perspective.
Yeah.
It's
so hard.
I don't know. It's a way of, you know, as we're slowly starting, I know you, because, you know, down here in the Windsor, Essex area.
In the sticks?
We're still in phase 2.
Yeah.
For all you listeners on the internet. And especially where I'm at, we are considered a hotspot. So we're not really getting out a lot.
Yeah.
We just got patios.
Yeah.
And I know personally, I can contest to what you're saying, Reagan, because I have a 4-year-old.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Yeah.
4.5 months is a long time.
It really is. It really is. And just like there's so much, really, so many places in the States they're going back into lockdown, right?
Yeah, California is, and I know I saw online today that Texas had 15,000 cases.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Which is
crazy.
insane. Like, so Texas and Florida are still like they're in the same boat, and they're turning. In Florida, I saw an article that they're like doing the same thing that New York was doing, where they don't have enough ICU beds.
Yeah. Yeah, and they don't even have enough tests. They don't have, like, people are waiting 8 hours in line to get tested.
Yeah.
It's, and you know what? I was talking with, so my sister is a teacher. And I was talking with her yesterday because here in Ontario, we're getting ready to reopen the schools in September.
Mm-hmm.
And she is very reluctant and nervous to go back.
Understandably.
But again, perspective is, hindsight is 2020, right? I said, there's all of these places in the States where they're not even going back in September now. They've canceled classes. They're all going online because the situation is so bad.
Yeah.
And I cannot imagine that.
No.
Like, I can only pray that, we don't end up like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because another 4 months of this to end up where they are would be hell.
I don't know, like, if we were like this for another 4 months, where people's mental health is going to be, or where.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, I know I have a friend whose mother is in a long-term care, a long-term care home.
Mm-hmm.
And in the last 3 weeks, she has, as long as she's tested every 2 weeks and her COVID test is negative, she's able to go see her.
Yes.
So things here in Ontario are moving.
They're moving in a positive direction.
Exactly.
People just can't get complacent.
Yeah.
And I think that's what I mean, I'm not going to try and get very political in here, but a lack of leadership, right? Yeah. And just straight up complacency.
Yeah, but right? Like, when you have, I saw there's like 85 babies in Texas that were tested positive for COVID. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I didn't. Jeez.
Yeah, and I believe it was in a NICU. Like, stuff like that. When I see that, it's just like,
like, what is going on?
Yeah. So that's enough COVID.
Enough. Okay, let's move on to happier topics.
So moving. So my sister-in-law just went to the fun area where you are.
Oh!
On a mini vacation.
Oh, boy.
Which I think is awesome. But my first thought was, like, staying in a motel or a hotel, going to a water slide where there's other people, going to a zoo, and like red flags going off in my head.
Yeah.
Anxiety about reopening is very real for me.
I don't blame you. I don't. And that's the thing. Everybody's at their own pace, right?
Yeah. And but so, yeah, that's where I'm at.
Oh my goodness. I went out to the shopping center today and the parking lots were packed. And I was like, why is it so busy here?
Yeah.
Everything's reopening.
I think that's something that, right, everybody's going to have to deal with on their own pace.
Yeah.
And I know, did London just mandate masks?
Okay, so here's the stupid thing about that. Yes, they just mandated masks. Mandatory masks for all, like, indoor public spaces came into effect last night at 12 o'clock.
Okay.
However, the thing that I find really stupid is that for the most part, if you look at the general guidelines of other places, it's children over the age of 2, children under the age of 2 don't have to wear a mask, right?
Yes, okay. I believe so.
So I don't know what this restriction is down there for you, But here, children under the age of 12 do not have to wear masks.
For here it's age 5, or my child. So wears one.
Yeah.
Just because, like, they're supposed to like have one on unless there's like it's a medical reason.
Exactly. So I don't know. I just find it so stupid that they've pushed the, you don't have to wear masks if you're 12 years old or young. Like,
I think that's a little bit extreme. Like, I think like a 7-year-old could wear a mask.
Exactly.
You're 7, put it on.
Exactly.
Right? Like,
yeah.
It's protecting. It's not only protecting them, it's protecting everybody else.
Exactly. So to answer your question, yes, masks are now mandatory in London.
Yeah. So I think the biggest thing that as we open up more, and it's just, it's a big deal to come out of 4.5 months of, well, this is your circle.
Yep.
And now we are expanding it. And now you can go out. But so
no, lots of heightened anxiety and all that.
And I think it's very, very normal. But
you really do think about, though, who you're around, what you're doing, and where you're going, right?
So that's something that I thought of, because I was like, that's something that's really relevant. To
Now, what's been the hardest part of all of this for you?
Well, the first month that I was home, I really didn't do much, not gonna lie. So it wasn't a big deal not to go anywhere. And then I started to feel it more. I think it's just been not seeing people. But now, like, I'm seeing close friends and I'm seeing family. So it's not as hard. Like, it's not as restricting. And I guess at the start, when I wasn't going to stores, like, I found that hard. I don't know why, but I was like, well, I want to go buy my bananas.
You really had to choose, what was essential and what wasn't, right? Yeah. I think for me, I've already been through social isolation, right? I lived it for 1.5 years. So the hardest thing for me wasn't cutting myself off from people. It sounds bad, but it's not. I swear. I like people. I just have my limits.
You're like, okay.
Exactly. The hardest part for me was not being able to go anywhere. Right? The malls were closed, the stores were closed. I was like, what do I do? Right? Because all you want to do is get out. Right?
Yeah, and like in the first month, like parks were closed, like like everything was closed. And like I was just like, I don't know what to do with him. And it's cold. It was cold. I don't know what to do. You know what?
No, what were you going to say?
No, go ahead.
Anyways, I walked through the park. So there's this park by my house. I walk my dog through it every morning. The playground's open today. And there were kids playing on this playground. And I looked to the mother. I said, I bet you're so glad to have this open. She's like, it's like a therapy session. I'm like, I can only imagine if I had children what it would be like, right?
I don't know. I feel so fortunate because I have a backyard with a slide. And dirt. For my 4-year-old. If I didn't have that and I was in an apartment, I would probably have no hair left.
Yes, I can only imagine.
So,
one day at a time. One day at a time.
But I think, like, I was talking to one of my girlfriends, and, slowly as this becomes more of the social norm, it's getting easier. But the first month and a half, it was like, like, we have no idea what this is. We have no idea when this is going to end. Well, it's not ending anytime soon.
Well, you know what? I think that's starting to set into everybody's mind is that this phase 3. You guys aren't in phase 3 yet, but here at least, phase 3 is a new reality for the next year or however long, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, it's just kind of life, and
day at a time.
One day, and truly, it is just one day at a time.
It really is. Yeah.
And I'm very much okay with leaving laundry now. I'm like, well, I can always do that tomorrow.
Yep. And you know what? I've started to feel there's so many, I should do this, I should do that. Like, I should go to the grocery store and get some food or, get some meat. But most days I'm like, I don't want to. I'm just going to leave it, right?
Yeah.
Like, yeah. All right. So I found this article. I Googled, like, quirky things or funny things or whatever.
Okay.
So this is from NPR. And it says McDonald's shuts down website. Sorry, I don't even have the exact. Okay. So basically, there's a McDonald's in Illinois that told its employees on their staff website not to eat their the McDonald's food that they're preparing or selling because it's not good for them, right? It's not good for their health. So I found that so funny because it made me think of how often I tease you that your small little town has a McDonald's and a Taco Bell.
We also have a McDonald's or a Tim Hortons.
Oh, a Tim Hortons. I'm sorry, Tim Hortons. But yeah, so I just found that hilarious.
And a Subway.
Oh, you have Subway now. Ooh.
We've had Subway for a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't go there that much, but you have it.
Yes.
When it's working, I did, but I was like, really, it's healthier. No, it's not that much healthier. No, it's
not healthier, no. Yeah. But anyway, so that just made me think of you and your small town.
Thank you for thinking of me.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
When was the last time you actually ate McDonald's?
Monday.
What did you have?
So I'm trying to go on a healthy kick, so I only got a fish fillet.
Oh!
Yeah. So that's what I had.
Okay.
That's the first time I'd had it in a while. Usually I'll just if I'm having if I need something quick, I'll just grab something for said child and
yeah. So the last time so I will preface by saying I've started drinking the McDonald's coffee every now and then.
Oh, traitor.
Well, I mean, the drive
good.
You know what? The drive-thru at the McDonald's is never as long as the drive-thru at the Tim Hortons.
It's for time efficiency of why I go to McDonald's.
And I will admit, I had McDonald's coffee one day and then I had Tim Hortons coffee the next day. Mm-hmm. Tim Hortons coffee was hotter and it did taste better.
Oh, there you go. That's a review.
But if there's no traffic in the drive-thru, I will go to McDonald's. It's the exact same price, the exact same sauce. And technically, the McDonald's coffee is the old Tim Hortons coffee.
Yeah.
So, there you go. Anyways. So, the last time that I actually ate a meal from McDonald's, I was probably 11 years old. Yes.
I'm just trying to think if we've ever eaten McDonald's together.
Maybe when we were kids.
Yeah, maybe when we were kids. Because I remember we used to walk to that one McDonald's.
But I remember being in grade 8 health class and watching that movie about the guy that ate all the McDonald's for a year. Haven't touched it since.
Yeah, I don't eat it regularly.
Yeah.
But I'm trying not to eat a lot of fast food. I'm not trying to eat fast food really at all. But I was like, I don't feel like making lunch.
Well, every now and then it's not going to hurt anything. But
no.
Okay, what's going on? Okay, tell the listening audience on the World Wide Web about your small town, because I have been checking that Facebook page today, and I can't help but laugh at the stuff that people have been posting.
Okay, so I live in a town that I like to compare to Stars Hollow on Gilmore Girls. To all of those listening, I live in southwestern Ontario. And it's not really a small town. We are starting to grow. We are a summer tourist destination.
Yeah.
We have a Facebook page that is dedicated to concerns, and it's a hotspot. And I think that's all I'll go into detail, so nobody finds me on Facebook. I'm not a part of it because I try not to say anything negative on the internet.
Oh my god! You know what? I just have to read like one. Give me. I'm going to read one because these are just.
Okay, just don't read any names.
So hilarious.
Because I live in town with these people.
Don't worry.
With people.
We're
going to block that out.
Don't worry. Okay. So this is the one that I laughed at the most. So this person says, why can we not have Main Street open until 11 p.m. all weekend? 7 p.m. is very early for Sunday. So these people comment back. And where did it go? Yes. Okay. So this person comments back. So they're trying to, say we need to be open later. So this person comments and says, especially in the heat. Plus, wouldn't it be beautiful to see candles glowing on the tables after the sun goes down? We are European-style diners. We eat late. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's my town.
Do you eat late, Ashley?
Not typically.
No?
And I'm not gonna lie, there's a lot of restaurants in my town.
Yeah.
I can't say I've eaten at a lot of them because I don't eat out that much.
Right. Yeah.
So there are a lot.
Yes.
But again, good for tourism.
Yeah.
I'm all for it. They're doing this fun thing called something, Open Streets or something.
Yep.
Let's see how much I paid attention to town stuff.
You don't go to the town meetings,
Actually, I have gone to some that were based around housing.
Okay, so do they have them in barns like in Stars Hollow?
No, we are
I'm
not
just
that
checking.
redneck. We have a town hall or a municipal building. I think in terms of like some of the, I don't want to say dramatics, you know what I mean, but
yeah.
Just some of that kind of stuff. I think it's But all in all, I love my town.
Oh my goodness. I get such a kick out of hearing about your little
because you're from the
town.
Big city.
Well, you know what? We have our problems here too. We have fake trees.
Why would they put in fake trees?
I don't know. They did that like 10 years ago. They put up fake trees. I have no idea. We also had a mayor, who broke the law, and, that was fun. And then there was the mayor that had the affair with the councilwoman. That was a lot of fun too. We have our issues, actually. We're just like big city issues compared to like the sticks, I get a little jealous of your slower pace of life sometimes.
My what?
I can't even talk. Your slower pace of life down there.
Yeah, I would call it a slower pace.
Yeah.
I don't know. I will say I wish there was a Starbucks. But I only have to drive 15 minutes. It's not that bad.
See, I have two Starbucks that are both a 5 less than 5-minute drive, depending on how the lights work.
Yeah, but I found when I worked next to the Starbucks, literally like a 3-minute walk from the Starbucks, I would just be like, oh, I need a coffee break. I'm gonna go to Starbucks. Does anybody else want one? Right? Like it would be like a ritual to go to Starbucks 3 times a week.
Yes. And what do you get at Starbucks when you go?
Chai tea latte or what was I getting? I don't know. I can't remember all the names.
Yeah. You're so redneck. I'm just joking.
No, it's okay. The caramel apple spice was my.
Oh yeah, that was good. Yeah,
my go-to if I'm like, oh, I need to pick me up.
Yeah,
it's such a long day.
Yeah. I'm always a chai latte type of girl. Hot in the winters, iced in the summers.
Look at you, so fancy.
I know. Have you had the iced chai latte?
I haven't.
It will change your life.
Okay.
You just have to put some cinnamon on it. Yeah, it'll change your life. Today, my sister decided to stop at Starbucks with my dad. And they usually, if they go together, I don't usually get anything. And I'm good with that because I don't always need Starbucks.
Yeah.
But today, I saw him walking in the door with something. She got me a Frappuccino. Okay. See, my thing with Frappuccinos.
You have a thing with Frappuccinos?
I have a thing with Frappuccinos, okay?
Okay.
It's kind of like ice cream. And I like ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't always like ice cream. And I appreciate the thought. But, see, she got me the Frappuccino because she was trying to get me going. Because we will one-up each other with the orders that we order for each other sometimes. So, she'll order me a Frappuccino, and then I'll order her, like, some other outrageously calorie-filled sugar-sweet drink. Whatever that may be. It might be a Frappuccino, it might be something else. I don't know if Starbucks has anything sweeter than Frappuccino. But I got a s'mores Frappuccino today. Yes.
It sounds really gross.
You know what? And it came in the door just as I was going down for a nap. Yes, I sound like a child. I take naps. I really enjoy them. But so I had like a couple sips and then I put it on the table. I'm like, I don't want it right now. I had like half of it and I just threw the rest out because I'm like, I don't want it. Don't need the calories. I don't need the dairy,
Actually, my friend told me that there's this check Pinterest for ways to reduce calories at Starbucks.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
And some of that, we all 3 of us got stuff.
Yeah.
I just got like a berry refresher. It was like, what, like 45 calories, who cares?
Yeah.
But some of the others were like full on like ice drinks, and they were like 70 calories.
Wow, really?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
So.
Wow. I do like their ice, like their cold brew drinks.
Mm-hmm.
Like those are pretty low calorie.
Yeah.
And they're still a little sweet.
Mm-hmm.
So.
will say, like, I'm into iced coffee right now. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But I really like the Tim Hortons iced coffee.
Okay.
I don't get it with like skim milk. I don't know why I'm so into it, but
they offer skim milk at Tim Hortons now?
They do, and almond milk.
Oh.
Look at them.
Wow. I tell ya, they got it in the small town too. Like, come on. You live in the high life.
Living the high life.
The high life.
We also have a chocolatier place.
Oh.
Where they make special, like, German or Dutch or something chocolate.
Huh.
Yes.
Wow. Nice.
Mm-hmm. Well, never been there, but we have it.
I hope you go support your local business. You go get some chocolate.
Yeah, but I'm gonna eat it. Don't need to eat it. But I am supportive of them. I'm talking about them on my podcast.
There you go. You know what? Okay, I can't get over this. So I went to the mall yesterday. I've been to the mall I go to the mall regularly because it's a good way to get out and walk, and especially when it's really hot. It was really hot yesterday.
Yeah.
So I went to the mall, and I was walking down the hallway, and I look up, and up above is the Lululemon, right?
Mm-hmm.
So since the malls have reopened, there is always a lineup. It was 11 o'clock in the morning. The mall had literally just opened, and I figured, I don't know why. Every time I think there's no lineup, there's a lineup. Anyways, so I'm like, the lineup can't be that, long or whatever. I look up, and it looks like it's wrapped around, like, the glass encasement, Like, why in the world are people standing in line for friggin' Lululemon? I don't think they've heard of online shopping.
Was there a sale or something?
No. There hasn't been a sale at Lululemon since, like, Boxing Day.
Crazy.
Yeah, I know. I just can never get over it. I don't know. The amazing thing is, though, the last time I was at the mall, there was this huge line for Bath and Body because they had just opened.
I need my hand sanitizer.
That was basically it. I was amazed though there was no lineup at Bath and Body yesterday. I could have walked right in if I wanted to. Anyways, okay, so I went to the dermatologist yesterday. And I have these really, you may have seen them before. They're like really ugly. I call them Sensei Shirts, but they're like UV shirts to protect your skin from the UV rays of the sun, right?
Okay.
So I have like four. I have a red one, a blue one, and a pink one.
Ooh.
I know. Like, they're solid colors. They're literally the ugliest things ever. Every time I wear them, I feel like I'm either living in my sweat, which sounds disgusting, or I'm going to the gym 24/7. Like,
yes, but they're good.
Oh my goodness. You know how you just want to feel feminine and pretty sometimes? Especially during, like, freaking quarantine? Yeah. That's right out the window with these things. So I asked my dermatologist, I was like, do these UV shirts, like, actually make a difference? Because I was like, I don't want to wear them anymore. She's like, well, they do. You could probably get some new ones, but they do make a difference. So apparently they actually work. But okay, so this is my latest harebrained idea. So I went online when I got home, and when I was walking the mall, I was looking for them too. I cannot find a UV T-shirt to save my life.
What's a UVT? Like a UV tank top or a UV?
No, like a UV shirt, but like a T-shirt, right?
Yeah.
They have them like just a normal T-shirt with the sun-safe fabric. They have all kinds of long sleeve ones. They have golf ones for like between $40 and $60, but I cannot find like a T-shirt, not like a golf shirt, a T-shirt to save my life. Anyways, so I'm all set to like start my own like sun-safe clothing line of like actual wearable sun-safe clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've looked everywhere. Yeah. They're non-existent. So if you people in the internet world know, like, let me know, because I don't know. I've looked everywhere. I went to Golf Town today, and I found one, but they wanted $60 for it. I'm like, I'm not paying $60 for a T-shirt.
Is it just like more breathable?
Well, I don't know what, I think it's the way that the, like, imagine like a, so I have like, like those gym shirts, like those
Yeah.
gym t-shirts, you know? So mine are kind of like that. So it's like the wicking technology in the fabric that makes it UV safe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And I mean, I could not wear these t-shirts, right? But then I would have to constantly be applying sunscreen to areas that I don't always want to apply sunscreen to. So yeah. So that was my latest quandary. And my hair
good
brain
quandary.
idea. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. So I might just make my own clothing line. I don't know how to make a clothing line, but hey, I got all this time.
What'd you do during quarantine? I made a clothing line.
Made a clothing line.
I feel like we're gonna come out of this, like out of quarantine, and be like, "What did we do for the last year?"
I know, right?
Or we're gonna like go back into full-time jobs and be like, "Oh my god, multitasking!"
Yeah. No, it's really forced everybody to slow down though. Which is good, right? I mean,
I think it's really good.
Yeah, and I think from this you'll see a lot of, especially like office, maybe not necessarily like public services like social work or teaching or whatever, but like office work, you know what I mean, have more like flexible schedules, and people, able to work from home and have that balance that is missing so much from society, right?
I know that the agency that I worked for prior, they're still working at home, and a lot of people that I still kept in contact with, they're they think that it might continue like that because it's been working like that.
Yeah. Well, I know that a lot of the big companies in Toronto, they've all shut down their offices for the rest of the year.
Oh, wow.
So, I mean, right, that could go into another year or two, right? Just kind of depends. All right, you want to do 10 questions?
Sure.
This is kind of fun. I thought it'd be fun.
Okay,
first of all, okay. First question. So just kind of answer with whatever comes off the top of your head. Okay, so first question. What is the most productive thing you've done this week?
I went for a really long bike ride.
Nice. Very productive.
It was productive.
Yes. I took my dog to the vet.
Oh, that's productive.
Yes, she's down to 90 pounds.
That is definitely productive.
Oh, I know. I was so happy. She was 110 this time last year.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So she's loving her life right now. Yes. I have to laugh because when she rolls in she has her senior moment. So she's 9 years old, and I'll walk her, and we started to slow down a bit. So now I let her stop and roll. And she just rolls in the grass like it's the greatest thing in the world. I'm like, man, I wish I could just roll in the grass without anybody looking at me like I'm crazy sometimes. Right? Just live your best life.
Actually, I just remembered. I forget what it's Saturday. I went to a park or reserve up in Windsor, and I took my niece and my nephew and my son, and we did a trail up there, and we went to another one. It was beautiful and lots of flowers, and it was awesome. And then I stopped by Dairy Freeze. If none of you know about it, Google it because it's amazing. And so that was a really fun day, and I got my 10,000 steps, so it all worked out. So really good day.
Yes, I love the Dairy Freeze. Oh, I miss the Dairy Freeze. Okay, question 2. What is your horoscope sign?
A Taurus.
I'm a Libra, I think. Yeah. Okay, question 3. What job would you be terrible at?
Teacher. 100%.
At least you can be honest about it.
Or exterminator.
Okay. Well, I learned during this whole quarantine thing that I would make a terrible hairdresser. Terrible. Okay, so I got these thinning shears. I have really thick hair. So at the beginning of quarantine, I thinned my hair once, and it turned out not too bad, not horrible. So then I thinned my hair like 6 weeks later, and it didn't turn out horrible. And then the third time, I got too overconfident. I took way too much off, and I had like a big poof at the back of my head because I like mangled the back of my hair, and then I have like really short hair now on my front. It kind of looks like a bald spot. Like, yeah, it was really bad. And I mean, I learned I do not have a calling as a hairdresser. It was bad.
You tried though, so that's all that matters.
I'm going for a haircut at the end of August. I figure by then my hair should be growing back enough that they can cut it properly. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Question 4. What skill would you like to master? So this can be either in general or during, the season of life, or...
I would love to learn another language. So if that's like ASL.
Yep.
Or like Spanish.
Nice.
Not really, like French would be ideal, but I tried French. So, and especially because I work in an area where Spanish is, or I live and work in an area where Spanish is prevalent.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Buenas noches, señorita.
Hola.
Hola. ¿Cómo estás? Download Duolingo. It's amazing. It's amazing.
So, that's one of the, like, and they do classes at St. Clair of like ASL.
Yeah.
So I don't know. One of them.
Cool. Well,
both of them, I don't know.
If you have extra time, just download the Duolingo app. It's super easy. I love it. I took a Spanish class in university. I dropped it. Never take Spanish online, people. It was horrible. So I still retained a little bit. So I downloaded this Duolingo app, and I started learning Spanish again. And I'm a little bit better.
So I decided, right? I switched my major a couple times in university.
Yeah.
I ended up switching it to, at one point, I think Spanish and a major in Spanish and like archaeology or Spanish and anthropology. I think I went to one Spanish class.
Oh my goodness.
And I was like, yeah, this isn't gonna work.
That's
nice to have that second language.
Yeah.
So
that's funny. Yeah. All right. That's funny. Okay, question 5. What's your favorite movie?
Did you answer question 4?
Yeah. Oh, I did not. What skill would I like to master? You know what? I'm really into photography right now. That's kind of my hobby. I would like to be able to better my skills in that. Yeah, that's kind of what that, and like writing. I'm attempting to write a few stories during this time of lockdown, and I'm not the best writer, but I try.
Hey, we can all improve on anything, right?
Yeah. Okay, what's your favorite movie?
Either Pride and Prejudice or there's an old one that Drew Barrymore's in, and it's called Never Been Kissed.
Oh, okay.
That's, I don't know. I'm into like older movies, but Pride and Prejudice is like, and like the one with like Keira Knightley. The 2005 version. So
okay, I can't say I've ever seen it before.
Oh, it's a good movie.
I'll have to see if it's not on.
Like, don't ask me what my favorite Disney movie is, because I have no idea.
You're probably watching them all again right now, right?
Probably, yeah.
My favorite movie, you know what? I really love Sweet Home Alabama. That's always been my favorite.
Yeah.
I love Reese Witherspoon. But I also really like the Medea movies from Tyler Perry. I feel like anything Tyler Perry, he's just such a deep storyteller.
Yeah.
And he really brings to light, like, not just issues that the African American community faces, but like everyday issues, family issues, in a funny way.
Yeah.
For the most part. Depends on his movie. But for the most part, Medea's movies are really funny. So
he's really good.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Question 6. What takes up too much of your time?
Facebook and binging TV shows. I have the time right now that I don't usually have.
Yeah.
And like there's some things that I just don't want to do, so I'm like, I'm watching TV, so I can't.
There you go. YouTube has started taking up a lot of my time, and it's not good. Oh my goodness, I cannot tell you how much time I've wasted on YouTube during this. Oh my goodness. I have become much more what's the word? Conscious of it though.
Self-aware?
Yes, aware. So if I click on something and I start watching it and it is like pointless, I'm like, why am I watching this? And then I turn it off.
Good for you.
So I try, but I've wasted a lot of time on YouTube.
Well,
a lot. Oh my goodness. Okay. If you could live in any city, which city would you live in?
Well, you go first.
The first city that comes to mind would be Johannesburg, South Africa. I don't think I would want to live there for like a long period of time, but to live there for like a month or two and, you know, to experience that culture, I think would be.
Maybe like anywhere in South Africa or South America. Like Brazil, or actually Peru. I have a love of Peru. Like Lima, like that would be really cool. To like see the Machu Picchu and
neat. Yes, very neat. That would be very cool.
Yeah.
Okay, I mixed up question 7 and 8, so this is question number 7. That's posing as question 8, and it kind of has to do with 2 questions before. What are you watching on Netflix right now?
A show called Hidden Burden or something.
Burden of Truth.
Yes, Burden of Truth with Kristen Kriek and the guy off Rookie Blue, and I forget what his name is. Nice. But he's a really good actor. Cool. So that's what I'm watching right now.
Nice. I am not currently watching anything on Netflix because I'm too wrapped up in watching old General Hospital clips.
Damn YouTube.
I know. But there's a lot of good shows on there, and I should really turn it on instead of watching the regular stuff that I usually watch. Okay.
Darn CNN.
I know. But I do watch, I get it from all angles. I get the CNN, I get Fox News, and I throw in a little bit of CBC too to get the Canadian perspective. You know?
Canada's saying about Trump today.
I don't know. I really didn't watch CBC today. Okay. Question 9. What is something you're most proud of?
Either my graduation from university or Liam. Or, those 2 things.
Nice. Those are some good things to be proud of. I think graduating university, that was a pretty big deal for me. It was something a lot of people didn't think I could do in my younger days. So I proved a lot of people wrong with that one.
I should also say the relationship with my partner, but I was really proud to graduate university. So. Like that was something that took me time. And I put a lot of effort in, and so.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a big deal. And now you're going on to a master's program, so I mean, the hard work paid off, right?
Yeah, I'm really proud of myself.
Yeah. Yeah, you should be.
So, and hey, you're doing things to move forward with whatever you want to do. So
I know. You know what?
kudos to us.
I know, right? We've
And
come
now
so
we're starting
far.
a podcast. We're like basically doctors.
Yeah, right. Not really, but okay. Question 10. This is the last one. So it says, when the pandemic is done and travel resumes, where would be the first place that you go?
I would love to. I love mountains.
Mm-hmm.
So I would love to either go back down to Tennessee or West Virginia or out to the Canadian Rockies, just somewhere with mountains. They're so pretty.
Yeah.
I find them soothing. So
yeah. Nice.
you.
You know what? I would really. I have a love of American history. Today, John Lewis died, who was like an iconic civil rights person, right? I would love to just road trip down south, drive through Georgia past the Ebenezer Church where Martin Luther King preached, and go to the Edmund Pettus Bridge in Alabama, the place where Rosa Parks refused to get off the bus. There's just, I mean, it's a dark history down there, but it's a rich history, and I think if you look at it in the historical context, you can learn a lot.
And I think it's important that we're learning about it, because you look at where the U.S. is right now in terms of what's going on.
Yeah,
in terms of Black Lives Matter.
Yeah.
I think we need to look at where we've come from.
Yeah.
To where we, obviously we have steps that we need to take, or they need to take.
Yeah.
Or we all need to take.
We all need to take, yeah. So, and I think I'll put a pin in that by saying, all these protesters, they are doing something real, like they're carrying on that thing that should have ended in the 60s, but clearly hasn't, right? They're carrying that on. But I think there needs to be an acknowledgement that you can't erase the past. You can't take down all these monuments and say it didn't exist, because that would just be inflating the problem, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah. So that's where I would travel to. Call me crazy.
I think that's a really...
Well, do you have anything else left to say? I think we've been talking for almost an hour and a half. Just about.
Hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah. I'd say that's a pretty good first podcast. All right.
Okay.
Well, do you have any closing words for your internet audience?
This is our first podcast. We thank you guys for listening.
I don't know. Thank you for listening to the Saturday Night Convos. Convos. There we go. We settled on a title. For now, anyway.
That was exciting. May change.
It may change. That's okay. All right. Thanks for listening, guys.
Okay. Bye.
See you later. All right, guys. Thank you so much for listening to our first podcast. You can like this podcast and comment and let us know what you thought. If you would like to email us, we do have an email address. It is SaturdayNightConvos@gmail.com. If you have ideas on topics that you want to hear about, or just let us know what you thought, send us a message. We will be back next week with an all-new episode. Bye, guys.